My sister's boyfriend, when he was 15, inherited the neighboring land. And my sister and I, from the time we were 14 or 15, were coming out here to help him paint the old cabin that was on the neighboring land. And my parents would come, and they'd be at Schroeder Creek, or we'd stay with the pioneer, Eric Backus, who lived here. And eventually, they married, and they moved to Lardo, and then here, tried living here permanently on the land adjoining ours. And because my sister and I were very close, and they had 2 children, 2 pigs, 2 horses, 2 goats, huge garden, an orchard.
I'd like to interject. That was 50 years ago.
Oh yeah, this is all 50 years ago. And did I mention the horses? It needed 2 families to keep it all together. And we started, this piece of land came available. It was all forest, totally forest. And my brother-in-law and sister asked if we would like it for a summer place. We said yes. He arranged the purchase of it and built a little 1-room cabin, which is now our kitchen, although it's all been torn apart. And we started coming summers for 3 years, and then we moved here full-time in 1976. So it was because of family.
It started with me assessing the property, the grounds, seeing what materials might be available to build with, foreseeing, of course, that at that time there was no building supply in Kaslo, so you'd have to go as far away as Nelson for materials, whether it be cement or lumber. So I decided at the early stages to just try to do things on our own with what materials were available locally, which meant some of the local standing trees were used in the construction.
And to make it fireproof, if I could interject. So we used concrete, brick, which we brought in with us when we moved here, and roof tiles. What are they made of? Concrete?
Yeah.
Concrete roof tiles. So lots of heavy things to bring in, but making it fireproof or fire resistant.
Fire resistant.
Sure. And I would like to add that I mixed a lot of that concrete.
Most of it, actually, yes.
But Peter knew how to build. He'd done some very complex building, and so he knew all that. How about clearing this land? He did it by hand.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Most people, he wanted a donkey, but we couldn't find one.
Right. Don't get into that. There were horses here at the time. We couldn't use them, of course, didn't know how. So we did it by hand.
I'm going to miss my wood cook stove. I love cooking, and boy, there's nothing like a wood cook
You
stove.
can have one in town.
I can have one in town?
Well,
Super.
Depends on...
Okay, what else am I going to miss? I'm going to miss the raspberry patch. I'm going to miss the greenhouse. I'm going to miss the studio. But most of all, I'm going to miss crossing the lake. I'm going to leave that to you, because I bet that's what you'll miss most too.
Well, I can't quite imagine life without the need to cross the lake. Luckily, it's never very far, 15 minutes usually, does it? Evening hours are just heavenly.
When the light in the evening is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I taught school from here for 24 years. And it was always such a wonderful time to come home from school, with my mind still whirling with everything about school, and then to be on the lake. I felt like I had a little bit of magic or a secret, because you have to concentrate as you cross. And then to feel part of the lake and feel part of nature was a cleansing feeling. Very peaceful.
Kind of live with all the challenges, and you solve the ones or live with the ones that are most immediate. You have to be physically fit, and I'm not anymore, so that would be the reason why we're selling.
Love this place. Enjoy it. Feel the love we put into it.